Yesterday, the 17th day of April 2023, I bought a few kilos of fertilizer from Gambogi in Vihiga County. Talking of Vihiga County, by the way, that government fertilizer never came to Vihiga County. Nobody should tell us why. But I bought fertilizer at 5,400 or thereabouts. The day before that, on Sunday the 16th, I bought a few kilos of fertilizer, and the 50-kilo bag was again 5,200 or thereabouts. That was top dressing fertilizer. A month or so ago, I bought fertilizer, base fertilizer, DAP, much better than and much preferred by the farmers to the NPK distributed mainly through this subsidized fertilizer. I bought it at 5,500 per bag. I'm not a big farmer. I just plant vegetable and a few rows of maize plants where I harvest perhaps a sack or two. Now, where am I getting at? I'm looking at the government's fertilizer, subsidized fertilizer scheme as some kind of scam. I will explain. If you go and buy a loaf of bread, an average size, 400, I think, grams, you'll pay 60 shillings per loaf. Maybe you want to buy 1 or 2 or 3 for your family every day. But now you have a function at home and you need 200 loaves of bread. Anybody who is mindful about expenses and expenditure and economy, and we all should, is more likely going to ask themselves, can I get a bakery around here? Or can I get a distributor to bring me a lorry, a truck of bread, of loaves of bread? Now, if you are to buy the same, but this time 200 pieces, and you go to a bakery or a distributor, would the cost of a loaf be 60 shillings? Certainly not. Because the person selling you a loaf at 60 shillings in your local duka has a profit to make, and therefore he bought it for less than 60. In the same function, if a soda costs you 50 shillings in your kiosk or your duka or in the supermarket, now that you have 400 guests and you need like 500 bottles of soda, and you are mindful of cost and expenses and economy, then you went to buy this from Coca-Cola depot. Will you buy a bottle at 50 shillings? The answer is no, it will be much cheaper. So how does government buy fertilizer in bulk at the price you would buy from a kiosk in Gambogi? Or Mutituni, I bought from Mutituni, some remote part of Machakos, where I have a quarter an acre or so where I want to plant some maize. Does it really make sense that government will buy fertilizer worth 20 billion shillings? 6 million bags or so? And buy it at the price you'd buy that fertilizer from a local kiosk? The local agrovet has no capacity to import fertilizer. They will buy it from a distributor, from a wholesaler. And that wholesaler will make a profit. The wholesaler or supplier will have bought this fertilizer from an importer who will have made profit. So that under normal circumstances, the guy selling fertilizer at 5,500 has made a profit. The guy who sold him has made a profit. The guy who sold that one has made a profit. The importer who brings the fertilizer to Mombasa has made a profit. How can government then buy the same fertilizer at the price you'll buy from Gambogi or Mutituni? I'm asking Kenyans, especially our leaders, to be mindful of the welfare of the people of this country. To be touched now that Kenyans are suffering. Many Kenyan children at home, they have not gone to school. Kenyans are having to watch their loved ones die in the houses because they can't take them to hospital. They don't have money. I've been in the village. People are lucky to have 1 meal in a day. Lucky, 1 meal in a day. Walio wanasema wananawa mara moja kwa siku. Can this be a country in which you people scheme to steal? Can this be times you can still steal from people? I'm just using logic. And if I'm wrong, please forgive me. Because the logic simply refuses. There is no logic, and you cannot convince me. You have really to do a lot of work to convince me that a person buying fertilizer in bulk, millions of bags, using hard cash, 20 billion, can buy the same, can come and sell it the same, or buy the same from a person who is selling it in a kiosk. And therefore, I want to urge us, all of us, if government didn't know, because it is possible the government doesn't know. I've done my rough survey, and I'm sure the so-called subsidized price of fertilizer would be the actual price of fertilizer with minor changes, give or take, maybe 500 shillings per bag. If government was genuine, they went to Ukraine or Russia or Morocco or other major producers of fertilizer, facilitated genuine businessmen through the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry to get genuine businessmen, facilitate them, give them the necessary foreign exchange, waive the necessary duties, the applicable duties, and the government spends zero. 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 I'm repeating, zero. Not 1 shilling. That fertilizer landing here, I want to be proved wrong, and I'll be very happy to be proved wrong. No talk of subsidy, no expense on the part of government, apart from waiving maybe duty or things of that nature. That fertilizer, the cost will be what is calling subsidized. Because if a local kiosk can sell at 5,000 and make a profit, my small brain tells me, if somebody else who sold to that person has also made a profit, and the guy who brought it from Mombasa has also made their profit, and the importer has made their profit, perhaps even paid duty, I'm not sure. Something tells me, my own quick calculation is that this is a big scam. And the message I'm sending out there to you, my dear brothers, those of you God has given the responsibility to lead his people, there must be a time, even in the Bible, when people are attached. In the Bible, it's called the Jubilee year, when those who have stolen from the public return the stolen property. Let's have our Jubilee year in this country. First, let's return what we have stolen. But because that's going to be difficult, I'm only begging you, our thieves, our leaders, I'm only begging you, in your own interest, because you are courting disaster in this country. This is not the time to steal. If we are looking for maize to bring in this country, this is not a time for people to make billions in the manner they always make billions with sugar, with maize and other grains. This is not the time to steal from Kenyans. Kenyans are hurting. It will be counterproductive. Now we have gone into this oil deal. I only hope and pray it's not another game. This is not the time for anybody to play games with the people of Kenya to make money. No. I know you love money. You can do anything for money. But this is the time to reflect, to look at the hard times and suspend your thieving ways until a time we can now say, okay, we are out of the woods, we are doing slightly better, the rains have come, we have harvested, things are doing well, the international crude oil prices have gone down, the dollar has stabilized. You can assume you are stealing, even then. Because this is supposed to be a good thing, but when you look at it, that's why when the people are doubting the quality of the fertilizer. Think about your country. Think about your future. And think about your children. Because the children you have and their children must find this a good place to live in. Kenya cannot be a good place to live in when all the people in charge are thieves, scheming to steal from the dead, from the sick, from children who are supposed to be getting money to go to school, school fees, books. You squander everything. And now you are likely conning farmers. This is ungodly, it's immoral. Change your ways.